Welcome to today's webinar. We're going to be showing the latest cool WebAwesome web component themes in the AI Telemetry project. Let me share my screen. Here we go. Okay, so we had some recent pull requests in GitHub AI Telemetry. Let me just go what's been happening this week. So today is Friday, March 2nd, and back to, let's see, April 25th. We'll look at these pull requests. Okay, so we've been able to get basic Kafka integration with a service called ESI API to be able to send a request to order bare metal machines to be available and connected to a network. And that takes a few minutes to do. So what we do is we send a request and then we put that request into a Kafka topic and receive that message. This is all in a Python microservice that uses Flask. And we process that event to provision the bare metal and connect it to a network over time and send event-driven messages back. So that's, but we still have some work to do. That's my next task, is to complete that. So next, we've been adding new APIs for bare metal resource class. So let me show you what that looks like. Let me send this to the end. And then let's see, it was the bare metal resource class. So let's see what that looks like. Bare metal resource class. Okay, so here are some bare metal resource classes, and it shows the number of nodes available to request. So 22 FC430s and one white box Flax. And this is imported on a schedule. I think it's every 1 minute. Then we added larger font size because it was small and hard to read. So by default, we put a larger font size on the site so it's easier to read for better accessibility. We fixed some problems with deleting objects in the code because we have to constantly import and delete things that are no longer available. Like the nodes, the bare metal nodes are always coming and going, especially during our testing. And then we updated the cluster order creation form to call the fulfillment API. And I haven't taken a close look at this yet. Cluster orders. So I should be able to create a cluster order, and this should show me the templates. Yeah. We still need to hide some details here, but the main thing is to send a template and create a cluster, but I'm not going to run that right now. Okay, and then let's see, I need a way to exit this without pressing escape, but should add a fix for that as well. Okay, so then What I wanted to show you, especially today, that's very visual, is the support for WebAwesome themes, light and dark. So if I come to here and I click on my user on the left and it pops up this little dialogue with a few things. It shows my name and my email, and there's a page where I can access my user preferences. I can also sign out, and this shows me current scopes. So what this means is for cluster orders, I have the ability to delete, post, get, patch, and be an admin and a super admin. So admin lets me import cluster orders and then super admin lets me do this refresh operation, which is basically it just resyncs what's in the search engine with what's in the database and what's calculated in between. Um, it's possible, but not common when the database and the search engine get out of sync, but that's only under unusual circumstances. So that's why it's a super admin thing. But I really don't need it at all. So those are my scopes. And then if I click on my user page, then it shows me some settings. So one of the settings that's been there for a long time is see archived. So it's possible to set records to be archived and they will disappear. But if you need to see those archive records and unarchive them, then that's what this toggle is for. And then we come to the site theme, which can either be light or dark. So if I switch it to dark, then it's going to automatically refresh the page and show you the dark theme and switch back to light. So this is a fun part. We can take a look at all the themes. This is provided by WebAwesome. So if you're a web developer and you struggle with web design like I do, where you just need something that works, that looks good, then check out Web Awesome on Kickstarter. And it should be, it's still in a alpha phase for backers, and you can still become a backer until sometime in June. They'll release WebAwesome Free and WebAwesome Pro. And I'm so excited. I've been waiting for months, but you can already get started by becoming a backer. And I'll show you what it looks in our site, AI Telemetry. So this is a default. They say your trusty companion like a perfect broken in pair of jeans. I guess that's because it's blue and it just looks good. So then I'm going to switch to classic, and classic looks like this, timeless elegance that never goes out of style. So you can see it affects um, the font and the inputs and the buttons and the button groups and everything. It gives it a certain color. It also affects border radius on these buttons and things. So let's check out Awesome. This is pretty awesome. The buttons are much bigger and have this nice shadow effect. And a light blue by default. Then active says energetic and tactile, always in motion. So they make things green and a nice big rounding. Brutalist. This is for people who like it square, although I kind of force these to be rounded here. So maybe that's an inconsistent way to do it that I should change. Anyway, um, different font and glossy, bustling with plenty of luster and shine. This is what I usually use, except dark theme, but it looks really cool. And matter, digital design inspired by the real world. So it's purple and simple, and then mellow, just a lighter color, and this kind of serif font. And then soft and soothing like a lazy Sunday morning. Playful next, cheerful and engaging like a playground on screen. So it's got these crazy buttons um, that bubble up. And premium, this light blue with a different font, serif font. And tailspin, like a bird in flight, guiding you from there to here. So purple, smaller font, very condensed, I would say. Yeah, looks good. Kind of like this one. And then we can switch to dark theme and I guess I could have switched on each of these. So then that's tailspin, dark, premium, in dark versus light. That looks so good. Um, light. And then playful in light versus dark. Oh, what? My icon is a little bit weird there. Mellow, soft and soothing, dark versus light. I need to, okay, this is bugging me. I'm going to go to my VS Code workbench and pull up the page layout.html and logo. Um, I see what the problem is. Bars.yaml, logo, URI. So you'd have to start and stop it for that to change, unless do this. Whoops. Site theme. Okay, so then if we come back here, wait, oh yeah, we're in this page here. See if this works. Oh, come on. Site theme, logo light. Wait a minute. No, 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 no. This should be, a variable called site. No, it's user site theme, like that. And then if we refresh the page, there we go. All right. Um, where was I? Playful, dark versus, wait, it says light. What's going on here? Dark versus, what the, what is going on? Why did this suddenly not work? I'm going to restart. This is totally working. Light. There we go. Weird. And then mellow, light versus dark. And matter, dark versus light. And glossy, light versus dark. And brutalist, dark versus light. And then active, light versus dark. And awesome, dark versus light. I like awesome a lot. Um, classic, light versus dark. And default, dark versus light. Okay, but I'm gonna switch it to dark. What's my favorite theme? Oh, this is a good one, but also premium. That looks really cool. Active. I think today I'm feeling dark awesome. So let me know what you think in the comments. Vote for your favorite theme and check out Web Awesome. Become a backer. I highly recommend it. And thanks for watching.